setting things up. Just fix that one. As you can see today, the layout is very different. The layout is very different because I'm trying to do it directly. I'm trying to do it now. Oh, thank you so much for the like. I'm trying to do it directly with the app. This is what it's giving. So see how this goes. Thanks for the like. Thanks for your support. Finish setting that. Yeah, so I'll finish the setting up stuffs just to proceed, since it will be a very short stream today. I'll probably just do maybe this clip, because yesterday we did this one, we did a bit of this and then did this part. Let me just play it. So this part was, those 3 clips were done yesterday, and today we need to see what style will match this one here, and will make it not look completely off. Because you can see if the first style was this type, but I have a feeling that this guy will fit this style more than this cutesy one. So maybe I just do that style and then we proceed. So for that one, what we kept on doing is getting a duplicate of that and scaling it up. And what where is it? Can add a screen to that. Let's also adjust the curves, because as you can see it's very bright right now. Why was I typing effects? What I need is the curves, and edit that. As it's gotten a bit darker, it's this one here. And then since the background we have always been using here is this gray one, I'm thinking of changing it a bit. So Control Shift D, and I just take it up there, because right now we've been using the continuous one, so it's just very, very far back. So just bring it up to where we need, maybe somewhere here, because we might come back and use it over and over. And then maybe change this to somehow suit, oh my god, maybe this lighter shade of green. Reduce the opacity. Nope. Maybe it should be a bit lighter, closer to white, but still have a hint of green, like that. It looks okay. And then I also want to add this grid. So as usual, just duplicate that. You don't need to have that circle effect enabled, and just go for grid. And what we can do is change corner point to width height sliders, and we've been going with 200 by 200. Let me just change also the border to 3. I need that line to be darker. So Maybe pick a darker shade from this. Can't see anything. Was there? Oh, I forgot I hid it. Is it too dark? Looks like black instead. Let me try this point here. Okay, now that looks green. That's okay. But the guy here in the background is barely visible. We don't even see him. Maybe screen is not the one. Let's try multiply. It's dark. Overlay will work. We see it, and it also improves that. We reduce the quality so that it can we can move this around. That. Then the other thing we usually do is, I'm thinking of, instead of adding circles like normal, Control D, let's do, is it effect, transition, let's do a grid, not grid wipe. Let's try the grid wipe and see what effect you can. No, but we already have a grid at the background. Venetian, no. Not image wipe. I think it's usually grid wipe. Okay, I'll just add that like an effect. I like how those little things look like. But what I'm looking for is something else. It's like linear wipe, yeah. Linear wipe. And then maybe I just rotate it. And do something like that. Maybe I should introduce his clip that way. Let me bring it all the way up. If you haven't liked the stream, kindly do so. Also leave a follow in the channel. That really helps me out. Thank you so much for joining. So we do transition completion. Just drag you here and then completed there. And a lot of loading. I guess it's because this hasn't, but it played through a bit. Oh my god. And I was letting it last so long. So I just want it from here, and then 1 2, that is 20 frames. Maybe we can survive with 20 frames of transition, because this is 20 frames so far. That. No, but the problem is if I cover it, maybe instead of covering it, I just make the background look pretty. And I talk about the background looking pretty. It's when I'm just trying to add movement to what is currently existing. So that means I don't necessarily have to start from 0. You can just begin from here. Gosh, time. It's okay, that means I don't have a lot of time to debate. So this doesn't work, we remove it. Just go, just do what we've been doing all this time. Remove that. Jaws, I need jaws. So CC jaws. I need a fill. Let this be black. Where the jaws all the way, and then reduce the height. It looks so off, but what can we do about it? So pop. So I want to zoom. Let's bring a null first. So file, I need to enable my script. First layer, I don't know why I have to re-enable it every single time. And then add the null and click each and every other one that is here and link it to that null. No, that was linked to the wrong place. It's here, that way. So this solid layer is here. Bring it here. Because this is zooming out. So that means I can also zoom out. So 1, 2, that is 20 frames. Go back and increase this so that it starts from a bigger one going smaller. That is a zoom out. Maybe that will help it sync well with the next one. So we do that. Okay, so if that is happening, oh no, did I? No, I didn't. I did. Yes, I did. So none. So what is this exactly? Where did it even come? Oh my god. I hope I didn't mess up. There are no keyframes, nothing. So where did it come from? Okay, I really hope I didn't mess something up. But if I did, just have to figure out where it is and then sort that out. So just push that up. That is our jaw. Rename this CC jaws. So CC jaws. And what can we do about this? We need to change now. I'm wondering, oh, it's still connected. I thought I clicked none. Or did I unlink? I unlinked something else. Hey, I unlinked the wrong. No. Okay, I don't even know what was unlinked. So scale, take it back to 100. I don't want some funny things. And how do I introduce this? Zoom out. So zoom out, maybe I can just bring it from here and zoom out, zoom in. Maybe I know because I need to introduce it from here. I need to introduce. Let's just try something, because if I keep on debating, nothing will be done. Let's try something here, and then just, bring it all the way, and then zoom out, but not completely. Let's leave something, maybe here. Let's try that. Okay, let's do the graph editing for this. Do the graph editing for that. Kindly like the stream, and if you haven't followed yet, if you're able to see more of my works, kindly do so as well. So we said pa. I need this first part to be fast, so that means the graph will be that, and then I also want this to be fast. Let's see how that looks like. That, and then let's add another null and do scale. Do a very minimal scale change. This one is to do 120. Help it move to give motion to the entire clip, so that it doesn't look like it's just stuck. So let's try that. Push it even past. We don't want to see when it begins and when it ends. We want it to begin smoothly. Then just go back to the graph and do that. Come on. I thought I edited position to suit what was happening. Okay, let's just bring you here, because I want the face to be there. Okay, so you can see it's going opposite direction. It looks off. Maybe when we did the transition and began from whatever, should just let it be at 120 here, down here. Let this be 120, and then let's do keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframes. We'll just start from original, which is now 120, and then try and go back. Tap on the screen to show your support. So try this. So this, I need something happening in the background. maybe this. What is this? Two options. Give to vote multiple times between two. So those. Adding this, it still feels a bit busy. But what I can do, control D, and I want to add Triton. And a Triton with a green, maybe a darker shade of green, and then find that clip that has these ones. Take the half tone from there and come back and use it here, and then just change that color to this and change this to screen. Let's just put full. Okay, maybe adjust the opacity. Adjust opacity there. Make it 50, 40 then. You can try 40. So I think 40 works. 40 will work here. Just change that back to quarter. Now these dots make it look that those dots don't work. That doesn't work. So the other thing I can do Let's see, what else can I do? Hello, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't followed yet, please do. I'll appreciate if you also like the stream. So let's see. This still looks very, very blank. Maybe I haven't tried adding a Venetian, the blinds to it. I haven't tried that yet, so let's try that. Blind Venetian, yeah, that. Maybe I need a fill as well. And then just do something that changes. So let's say it starts from here, so dark, so overbearing, and then as we proceed it gets smaller and smaller there. But what I think is the width can actually be changed. So something like that. And then I think maybe we can also just adjust the keyframes of that one there and move it to the left. Let's push it to the beginning. Okay, I think you can just manage with that. So the next beat drop, I want to zoom in. So let's find that beat drop and then proceed. Thank you so much for joining. Wait, there, I think somewhere there. So scale, I'm going to scale up so that this thing now moves. Okay, I think we also need to do position, because you've seen we don't want it to just zoom in towards the feet. We want to make sure the thing is centered. So we zoom up to, let's go with 200 and then bring the character up somewhere here, and then where is our jaws? Also adjust these jaws and let them also get smaller, and focus on the character. And this, let's all go to the graph, also this one here, all the way up here, and push it to the right. So the strongest part of the effect needs to be here. That means this moves, and then I should try and align, align this to this point. Yeah, that works. That's a very short, brief thing, but it works. And then now we move to next clip. Let's just Control Shift D. to split, and let us adjust everything here to suit the next character. That means the green goes, we take this shade of reddish, and then go this way. Looks so dusty. Maybe we go darker this time. And then here we go white, and then here we also go white. It was a completely different vibe. And then for this, Control D and another Control D. Come here, take the Triton and the halftone, paste. Oh my god. Just hide that for now. Hide. Triton, I want Triton to take that, and then the halftone to also take the same shade. And then remember, we go and change this to screen. Yeah. After that, we also adjust opacity to around 40. I think that one works for this one here. And finally, scale up. I want to do a solid color, so let's go back and get ourselves a fill. Nice, it came with the color already. And scale. Oof, that was too red. This is the red that I want. Okay, reddish, pinkish, this shade. And is it possible? No. It gives us the funny edge. I wanted to put a white outline, but remember there's a weird edge it usually gives. So that will not work. So what we can do instead is just have this, and then duplicate, scale up all the way, something like that. Screen, maybe? Screen? Let's try screen and overlay. Oh, not overlay. Overlay is too dark. Multiply will also be. Multiply, I'm liking it. So I just take that down to 30. Maybe 15. 14? 20 then. Something like that. And then add ourselves a null and link everything to the null. But before that, let's just scale down everything, because everything is scaled up. Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah, really. So what I need to do at first is unlink everything from this other part, and then take everything back to 100 and their positions. Reset, and this reset. So everything is now back to normal. After that, then we can just cut it here, trim it here, so that we can use it in the next clip, because we're more or less going to be doing the same thing. So okay, just take it to the top, not to the bottom, and then group those, not group but select them, and also select these three, and all these are now going to be linked to that null that we added. We do that null there. And now we can adjust position and scale. Remember we did like a full zoom. So what we can do is, because the clip was starting from small to big, we have two options. We can make it big and then small, or we can start off small and then let it become big. Let's try both, honestly. So okay, let's try the big and then small first. If that doesn't work, we try the other way around. So 1, 2. Let's go with 30 frames for this one. And we said from big. So how big is big? 120? It's barely noticeable. 150. And then make sure you center that. Then remember, if this thing is going backwards, we also need the jaws to do the same. So the jaws will do that. And this thing that is not so it's this one here. Position, should we just tilt it? No, make it look like a shadow-ish. Reduce that scale. Maybe we can do something like that. Or completely bring it all the way here. And also make another one and do the same thing here. Nah. Scale. The other thing I would like to try is, flip it. And then it doesn't work. What I was trying to do, if it is possible to have something like a drop shadow, I'll have to check how to do that, and drop it down here close to where the feet are, and it looks like this guy's shadow. But the only other thing I can think of is if I have it as a 3D layer, and then not that way, this way. Position, rotate, and then maybe reduce opacity. Just something like that. It will just exist, let's say, like for the vibes. So it's just there. And let's also adjust this graph. This is the one that comes from the larger part of the screen becoming smaller. So we try that. If that doesn't work, we flip the keyframes. What's that? Wait. I don't know what that part of the clip is. Now what could it be? This one? But why did it suddenly pop and become large? What's the issue? That's the issue, the background layer. These are supposed to start from this point. This is supposed to be all the way here. Yeah. Okay. First, the transition is moving quite fast because I needed time. Let me see, what scale is this? It's at 200. This other one is at 200. So instead of 150, let's also go 200. You can see it looks like this thing is stopping. Of course, because the fastest part is here. Unless what I can do, add another null here. Just a very short one, maybe 10 frames. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 frames. And play around with position and scale for the sake of transition. And take this ever so slightly. Let's make that 80. Okay, and just bring that up a bit. And now try to move this to the right and also this one to the right, so that it transitions into that. Okay, so moving this, maybe adjusting that out of there so it doesn't begin, and also maybe also pushing that, and maybe having that even more. And I want to adjust that graph, make it a bit faster. The other clips where I did like a flicker, let's just do Control D, remove the halftone and the tritone, and also remove the screen, make it normal, add a fill, opacity goes back to 100. Oh sorry, that's the wrong clip. T for opacity goes back to 100, and we need to get that color. Then just do 1, 2, 3 frames, Alt 1, 2, 3 frames, Control Shift D to cut, delete. Oh, the same goes for this. So Control D to duplicate, remove the tritone, remove the halftone, remove this, make it normal, go back to opacity, make it 100, select the fill, hide it for now, choose a color, maybe that shade of green, looks nasty, and then 1, 2, 3 Control Shift, no, Alt let's just do Control Shift D, then we'll delete it. 1 2 3, and then delete that as well. Not delete that, but cut it, and then delete the first one and the last one. Nah, it's not working. But this is like the base-ish of the transition. So that's what we are going to, leave it at this point. I'll make sure to try again earlier, tomorrow. That is if there is no issues with electricity. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked, please do. If you haven't followed, also please do. And I really appreciate your support. Yeah, that brings me to the end. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you also show up next time streaming will be done.